Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you would have seen from the title, I'm going to be showing you and talking you through my morning routine. So since the beginning of this year, so since January, I have really been working on creating and developing a morning routine that I feel kind of sets me up well for the day, mentally and emotionally, and supports my kind of well-being and wellness without kind of having to wake up early or do loads of exercise. I found that a lot of stuff out there about morning routines focuses on those two things, which are obviously completely inaccessible for me. I mentioned in a video at the beginning of this year that I really wanted to work on taking control of the things that I can. Obviously, being chronically ill, so much of my life, of my day, is out of my control, but creating this morning routine has been a way that I have found to be able to take back some of that control, which is really good. So I just wanted to say that a lot of the kind of general concept and like the structure that I follow, particularly in kind of the second half of my morning routine, has very much been inspired by Joanna Wilson. So I'll leave a link below to her channel and to her video about morning routines, because I do have to give full credit to her. And also a key part of my morning routine, which you'll see in this video, is formed by using the 24 program and product, which was created by Joanna and her partner Ashley Watson. So I'll kind of be showing you and talking you through how I use that, but I just wanted to say that I am in no way affiliated with that product or with them. This isn't an ad or a sponsorship or anything like that. It's just me showing you a morning routine, and that happens to be a part of it, and I really enjoy using it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. So I wake up at 9 o'clock, and actually the first thing that I do is message my mum just to let her know that I'm awake, and then I just take some time just to wake up basically. And then at about 9:15 I will sit up, open my curtains and take my meds. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but you know, it's got to be done. And then I'm pretty worn out once I finish taking my tablets, so I just lie back down and have a bit of a rest for a couple of minutes before I then start to slowly raise the back of my bed up. So I have a profiling bed, so before I sit up for breakfast I just gradually raise the back of my bed up, allowing my body time to adjust properly to being in a more upright position before I then get up to have breakfast. So I have this little mini fridge in my room, and my mum made me a strawberry and banana smoothie the night before. So yeah, I just get that out and then just sit by my window and drink this. Once I've finished eating my breakfast, I am very much ready for another lie down. So I actually typically will, as you can see, curl up at the other end of my bed just to save me having to put the back of my bed back down. I just have another bit of a rest and look at my phone. I do that for about 20 minutes before I then get up and just make my bed. So I spend a lot of time in bed throughout the day, so yeah, just moving my duvet out the way and just folding up my blanket at the end of my bed so that it's not in my way while I'm resting in bed throughout the day. I then just head to the bathroom and brush my teeth, just sitting down on my little bathroom chair. Yeah, and just brush my teeth, fairly standard. And then I move on to washing my face, so just doing a little morning skincare. You'll be able to see in a minute the products that I use. So the next step of my morning routine is getting dressed, and I wish that I could lie and say that that's a quick and easy process, but I've just been and like brushed my teeth and washed my face and everything, so I am worn out. So realistically, getting dressed takes rest at least half an hour because I have lots of mini rests throughout that process, but I'm obviously not going to film that process, so I will meet you back here once I've got dressed. Once I'm dressed, I have another little mini rest before moving on to doing my hair. As I said in a previous video, I only wash my hair a couple of times a week and just like to keep my hair up in something that's kind of fairly quick and easy to do but will also stay in while I'm not washing it. So yeah, just popping it up in a bun just to keep it out of the way for a few days. Hair done. I'm going to have a mini rest and then it will be time to crack on with what I would describe as kind of the main part of my morning routine, which is the 24 programme. So I'll see you in this for you guys and a few minutes for me once I've just kind of taken a minute to breathe. Okay, so we are now moving on to, like I said, arguably kind of the most interesting part of my morning routine. As I said in the introduction of this video, a lot of kind of this part of my morning routine is very much inspired by Joanna Wilson and the kind of key principles and structures that she has spoken about. And as I also said, a key part of my morning routine is formed by the 24 book. So yeah, I'm going to be kind of showing you this and talking through how I use this. So Joanna kind of talks about splitting her morning routine into 3 key sections, kind of a feeding the soul, feeding the mind and feeding the body. So that's also kind of how I split my morning routine. So I'm going to start with the feeding the soul section. So I start off filling in this yellow section, which I treat as a bit of a kind of mind and body check-in. So just looking at how I slept, how I'm feeling. The recovery bar, I base that off of my morning stability score on the Visible app. And then my morning mantra is just a nice way to start the day with some positive self-talk, and then doing some mindfulness and gratitude, thinking of some things that I'm grateful for, and then answering the question of the day, which is normally fairly easy but still kind of thought-provoking in a non-exhausting way. I then move on to my activity, which today was meditation. So the 24 programme actually offers 24 different activities. My favourite ones are the mindfulness ones, and yeah, today I decided to do the 24 meditation, which is just a nice 8-minute morning meditation. The one thing that I do struggle with meditation is trying not to fall asleep, especially doing it in the morning when I'm just kind of still just waking up. It's definitely a slight challenge. So that's kind of the like feeding the soul section done for me now. So I'm going to move on to the mind. So yeah, moving on to the feeding the mind section, I just make a plan for my day. My days do generally look pretty samey really, not much changes. I rest at the same time and stuff, but it is still useful just to have that time first thing in the morning, just to be able to sit for a couple of minutes and think about and plan my day, especially with things like brain fog. It's just useful to be able to see what's coming up in the day. And also putting in those priorities. The work priorities obviously don't really apply, but the personal priorities are normally kind of pretty simple things that I know that I want to do. For example, messaging a friend or something like that. Just useful to write those things down to help me remember to do them. So the next thing that I like to do kind of in this bit of my morning routine is read. I very much appreciate and cannot express how appreciative I am of the fact that I am able to read. I know it's not something that I've always found that I've been able to do with my ME and with brain fog, so I'm really grateful that being able to read for a few minutes is something that I can do now. The book that I am reading now that I've literally just started is The Lessons by Joanna Wilson. So the final part of kind of this general structure that I follow is the feeding the body section. Obviously I am in no position to be doing any sort of workout or exercise. I've kind of adapted this section to work for me. So the things that I do within this section are, number one, what I've already done, which is have breakfast. Second thing, which is obviously super key for me when feeding my body and looking after my body, is rest. I've been doing a lot of that this morning. I'm going to do that again in about 10 minutes. So that's the end of my morning routine. My camera battery actually died before I had a chance to film an outro, but thankfully it was the end of my morning routine. The only thing that I did after that was have my pre-lunch rest. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it insightful and interesting. And yeah, I will, as I said at the start, I'll leave links below to Joanna's video and to the 24 programme. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I did reach my goal of 200 subscribers, so thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed and has supported me. And leave a comment down below of any other videos that you'd like to see from me in the future, and I will see you all again very soon with another video.